strange floor plan before. There was a wall here which made for kind of a dining room foyer out here that was never very usable. And then a living room that was, there was a wall here that made that the living room. And then there was this strange bedroom that everyone had to walk through just to get to the bathroom. So by tearing out these interior walls and putting in this transfer beam, we were able to open up the inside. And part of why we wanted to do that is we just wanted a big, gorgeous interior space where lots of light will come in and feel just very light and airy. But another big reason was that we want to have like yoga classes here in the morning where the neighbors can come in and do stuff together, teach each other. We want the space to be a space that everyone in the neighborhood knows is here. So if they want to do something that requires more space than they have in their house or their apartment, that they can come over and use this space. So some of the things that we've already done in here include we've had performances, we've had speaking events, bands have been in here playing. We've had some workshops, including a wonderful basket weaving workshop, which everybody always sort of jokes about basket weaving 101, but basket weaving is actually quite an incredible and fun thing to do. So we had all these baskets being woven all over the floor here. When you're weaving a basket, you need lots of room because the fibers or the branches are sort of all spinning off like little galaxies. So everyone had an area of the floor where they had all their materials and all their baskets sort of splayed out, and as they kept weaving them together, the sides would stand up, and then it was becoming a fully formed basket. So that was fascinating to see. But it's kind of like a free school space. I mean, people who want to teach something or have an interest in something can use this space for anything that they want to do. So you might say that we're looking at this 50 by 100 lot and trying to make it work like a village in and of itself. Like we want a big common gathering place, kind of like a village square. This also functions as a meeting house. So, a village has a lot to do with really functional commons, like common gardens and common places of pleasure, common places to be able to get away and have some quietude. So we have a Cobb sanctuary in the back. But just as the inside is being retrofitted using natural building techniques, the upstairs has already been retrofitted. This is probably the heaviest house in the neighborhood because it's just all this clay in here. But the second floor has been fully insulated and has all natural plasters and earth paints up there. And we've replaced all the single pane windows with double pane windows, just as you see that we've done here. In fact, we actually managed to salvage this triple pane window out of a dumpster. This is probably Portland's first salvaged triple pane window, I imagine, because you just wouldn't tend to throw something like that in a dumpster, but we managed to score that one. So during last year's VBC, we added 7 inches of interior straw clay in that room. We opened up the ceiling, we tore out the old ceiling, we tore out the interior surfaces of the walls, and then we added 7 inches of straw clay, and then we put that really rough, dark scratch coat over it. This year, after this VBC is over, we're going to do finish the interior plaster in there, and it's going to be a very smooth, kind of pale yellow, which will really be bright because it will reflect a lot of light. And then during the rest of the summer, we'll finish the interior scratch coat on this straw clay, and we'll also finish this interior plaster. So at the end of the summer, this space will be done, and we'll finish sanding the floor, and we'll reattach our beautiful wood stove, and then this will be a finished room. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
What was the floor made of?
Well, the floor here is back at the turn of the century, they used the most gorgeous old-growth Douglas fir on the floors. In fact, there was a gigantic sawmill just on the other side of Tacoma Street, about 5 blocks away. And the wood would just literally be cut there and brought over here to build these houses with. So this is what they used to think of as a really cheap, kind of ugly underlayment that they put linoleum on top of. So when we were starting to live in this house, we tore up the linoleum, like layers of old linoleum. It was fascinating to go down through time and see what people used to think was beautiful. And we came to the bottom, and here's like the most gorgeous floor. So part of what we did was we also took out an old chimney that was right here, that was just a really crumbling old brick thing. And we started on the roof, and we took it apart and took it apart all the way down into the basement, and then we sent those bricks off for someone else to use as a pathway. But that enabled us to have a big clear open space. So why don't we move out through the kitchen, and we can go out and look at on the inside of the garage out there.